All right, welcome. No, it's been a bit, but we are back, and we are going to be looking for some trades, maybe in this market. I don't know, with it being the last week of the year. It looked like the Nasdaq was already dropping. Well, actually, it started to rebound a little bit. Yeah, it did drop quite a bit there. And actually, it looks like it's trying to retest 11,000. That was previous support and is getting rejected. So, yeah, it looks like from the top news on the NASDAQ is 5 things not to buy in 2023. Yep, everybody's feeling it now. Oil back up to 80. I said before, that inflation ain't going down. Look at the spike on gold. Woo, boy. That must mean silver's up. Let's go check and see what's going on with silver. Should also probably let some people know that we're actually live right now. Be a good idea. But yeah, I may take a trade, I may not take a trade. Just kind of analyzing the market the last week of the year here. But at the beginning of the year, I'm definitely going to be back streaming a lot more. Oh, I see one of the problems. Gotta change the thumbnail. The woes of the YouTube creator. Oh yeah, there's all types of things missing from this. Anyway, but anybody who has joined me so far, how was your holiday? If you're watching later on, let me know down in the comments how was your holidays, and if you had a good one, if it was a rough one because of this global recession we're already in. There's still a lot of people out there claiming we are not in a recession yet, that we're heading there. But by definition, we have been in a recession since after February. 2 consecutive months in a row of negative GDP with increasing inflation and all the other things. That is a recession, and it is not eased up. We are already there. After recession is depression. So I think everybody's wanting to try to avoid those words. But the truth is. Now, I'm not necessarily calling for full-on depression. Not like the 1980s, but with everything going on with these BRICS nations, Brazil, India, Russia, all of that, things could get real spicy here for the dollar as the world reserve currency. Here we go. Let's see. Hey, there we go. That works. Let's see. Yeah. Trying to keep an eye on the comments to make sure I'm not missing you guys over there. Because I am streaming actually to YouTube and Twitter this time. This is the first time I've streamed to Twitter, so we're going to see how this is going to work out. So hopefully there's no issues. I've been in a lot of Twitter spaces. Talking to a lot of different people. Been in a lot of places. I just haven't been on YouTube as much. Alright, anyway, let me get through some of these stocks here. Oh, there goes my dog. If he starts barking, I'm going to mute the mic for a second. Alright, sounds like he's alright. Yep, maybe not. He's crazy. He just has that random bark out of nowhere. You never know when it's going to come. Scares me every time. Oh yeah, okay. Get my brain together here. Alright. And if you've already been trading this morning, let me know what's been moving. I can already see HTGM What is this up? 45%. Ooh, I need to turn my ringer down. That's a little too high there. Let's see. What's wrong with this picture here? So this went from, let me bring my daily chart down a little bit here. What's that? Oh, okay, I'm on an hour chart. Okay, I thought I was looking at a 15-minute, but still, okay, it still doesn't matter. Yeah, this thing has been volatile this past week. Been some nice rips on it, then some huge sell-offs. This kind of looks like a dead cat bounce, though. Like, the dead cat bounces, they can get some. Looks like an HH trader play, actually. By the way, if you haven't yet, HH has been working on the Framework Fortune Discord. It's a lot cleaner, a lot easier just to communicate and hang out with everybody. So, you can join that just by going to frameworkfortune.com. And also check out all of our other traders and gamers and musicians and all that in the Framework Fortune Media Network. Yeah, I don't know about this dead cat. Excuse me, boy, that's a dead cat in my throat right there. I don't know about this dead cat bounce. I don't know how I feel about that. Because it's already getting rejected. Looks like, what, it's basically $5. Let's see, this looks like this isn't doing anything. This was on an older list. RUBN, that's nothing there. That's an interesting daily chart, though. I don't like how far, though. It's got it could drop. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's CRS. What am I looking at now? BIVI. So BIVI did get that break over $10 up to 14 and then immediately dumped. So what day did it have that breakout? Last Wednesday. Or 2 Wednesdays ago. Yeah, that was the day. That was what I was looking for that one day, as a big run on it to break that $10. But that's dead now, so no reason to look at that. Oh, Harp died. That one was. It's been a few weeks since I did a stream and traded. You can see clearly because these stocks that are on my list right now. Let's see, AG. That's actually a silver stock. You look at this. Look at this perfect channel I had drawn before, and it's just still riding right up that channel. Silver stock pays out dividends, or tiny little dividends, but see, this Billy was on BILI. This one's real interesting. I remember I was watching it because it was hitting that 2. Oh, no, this is real interesting because of this stupid logo. That's why I got my eye on this. But it is been uptrending, and we do have a bit of a U shape there, so that's interesting. What's the shares on this? Oh no, 400 million. No, that's too high. We don't want those types of floats. AT&F. Lord have mercy, what happened here? This looks like got a huge gap up. Huge pump. 2 days in a row, but both of them just massive sell-offs. That's scary. Now, I will say it is above all the EMAs on the daily chart here. Kind of close to it. We'll keep it on watch. I don't like it up 75% on the day, but the daily chart. No, this could just be some shorters covering. I'm looking at this 15-minute. We do have this little triangle going on. Okay. Pop this down so I can see the. Pop that down too. Where's our. So chat. We still got nobody in the chat? Okay. Let me drop a link in the Discord too. Let's put this on that hour chart down here real quick. So there's an uptrend. Still a little off the uptrend. That was a tough double top at 230. Yeah, 230 exactly. So even if it does pop out of this triangle, it's going to smash right in that 230. And then you got 250 resistance afterwards. Any news on this? No, not really. Yeah. Not liking this that much either. Not at all. Let's see. HTMG we got up there. Ape. What is going on with this? This thing had a nice run from 75 cents, but broke this uptrend. Heading down at the moment. I don't like that. That's up 6%. And this looks like trash. Oh, this is CEI. Okay, this is an energy stock. We know about CEI. It is a trash energy stock. Yeah, that's pretty bearish. But with oil pushing back up, you know what? I'm going to put CEI on my watch list just for the end of the year here. Maybe for the beginning of the year. If oil's pushing up, we may see some pushes in energy stocks. Nothing else, though, on my low float list on this scanner. What is this nonsense? Oh, this thing's barely moved. We got a range on the day of 140 up to 150. Oh, daily chart looks horrific. Yeah, I don't like that either. HOV, that had to been a... Oh, yeah, huge reverse stock split. 1 to 22. We looked at those. LNAV. What did this... It's got some... Oh, this is a weird one. Very low volume, only 1 million in volume, but 130 million shares. And that ripped from $4. What's up, Donnell? No, you're not late to the party. I'm late to the party. I just started about 10-15, let's say actually, yeah, 15 minutes ago. Just getting in a little bit late. I was in some Twitter spaces and Web3 crypto spaces. Accidentally starting fires. Shout out to Coffee and Crypto for the fire that I started in their Twitter space this morning. Golly, boy, it got wild. Figure I better just go do some streaming and possibly look for a trade here. But nah, I'm just getting started, just going through my list. But nah, you guys are not late at all. Donnell, what's been going on, man? You've been killing it all of 2022. Where's the secret sauce stat today? What you watching? Yeah, see, look at this. See, that's the thing. If this thing cracks, looking at that hour chart, it's still got a ways to go down, so I just don't... Yeah, I'd rather wait this... And then if it cracks, it's going to lose that upward momentum. I just don't know. Don't know about that play at all. I'm not really seeing anything that I'm liking particularly. You're rocking a hangover, so you're just waking up. Hey, man, it was just the holidays, man. I don't blame you. And it's also a terrible bear market for everything. Apparently, besides gold right now. Gold seems to be holding pretty good. Silver, I think, is up quite a bit too. Gotta keep an eye on that silver. Let me see what's happening over here. Oof, boy, Solana's really eating it today. If you don't know anything about the crypto markets, there's pretty good reason why Solana's dropping today. They had two big projects in the NFT space leave. So liquidity's coming out of there. We got a lot going on. Last week of the year, you're going to have a lot of funky stuff because you got hedge funds that are closing up short positions, long positions. Taxes, they have to. Really, a lot of the tax stuff should have already been done, but a lot of them are going to push it to the very last minute because there's write-offs and all this other stuff. So we can very easily see funkiness all across the market. Basically, what you just said, amputee, is that you 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 got the market is hungover like you. There's where I was going. Took me a minute. I was laughing at the joke before I got it out. Oh yeah, but silver. That's what got distracted by. Yeah, silver's at $24. Beautiful. Platinum's up over 1,000. That's pretty interesting. Palladium's up. Ooh, palladium is actually bouncing off the uptrend. If you're a precious metals person, you're seeing gold and silver run. Looking at that longer term picture on palladium, you actually got a bit of a triple bottom all the way back to February 2020. There's not a lot of palladium stocks though to look for like day trades. Like silver right now is pushing, and I'm sure some silver stocks are pushing. So we may have to look there if gold and silver are pushing. Slow scan today, ATFM with the false breakout. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about is it getting worse than the false breakout that you're pointing out there. Look at the hour chart. Look at all this selling pressure. Like the double top we already talked about. This big nasty wick down and this flat little body. And then we're getting the same thing on this hour chart. We still have 28 minutes left for this candle to close, but you can just see tons of selling pressure still on this thing. With that run, yeah, it looks like shorters got control of it for the moment. Need to see some type of upward price action that's showing them covering. This LNV, and that one, man. KALV looks about the same as ANTF does. Hold on a second. 24 million shares, 58 million direct offering, pre-funded warrants. Don't really like that. They'd also just recently come out with some earnings. It looks like I see some losses. They beat their estimate. I don't know. I don't like offerings when I'm looking for a stock to day trade. But I do. Let's see. Look at this on the daily chart. Actually, the daily chart. Ooh, wow. We got a gap back here to fill 750. And 7. We can go right at 7. So there's a possible dollar movement that could come out of this. And then if it was to break that gap, it's got a lot of other room to run. I mean, the 200's at 10. And that's probably as far as I would see it going on filling that gap. I could see it getting stuck right there at the 200. 24 million shares. Yeah, I'm going to put it on the watch list. It hadn't got a ton of volume. It's only up 17%. I don't like the offering news, but do have a very interesting daily chart where we do have some space. And looking at looking on an hour chart. on the hour chart, it's above all EMA, so that is bullish. I moved off of Webull for my purchasing, thank God, but I still could not figure out a way to connect my new bank accounts to Thinkorswim. So I'm using the Fidelity order box. Now that I know it works, I got 100 over here, but I wasn't going to transfer any more over until I made sure this worked. And then I want to see, let's do a little bit of testing, because this is the only thing that I kind of like. And I like it being kind of off the $6 area. Yeah, we're just gonna ease in with Fidelity's orders. I've used Fidelity before, but it's been a while. Let's see, what am I on here? Make sure I'm on the right type of order. Order type, market, TIFF, day. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab 2 shares here on this. Oh goodness, the old good faith violation. I don't care. Did you buy it? Okay, good. You gave me the warning after I bought it. It looks like. I think. So this is why I'm working out the kinks before the new year, because I plan on coming back pretty hard streaming in the new year for everything. This channel, trying to do more live day trading. Actually may have some interviews. We did just lose 6 there a little bit. See if buyers come back in right here and take over. We want to see the $6 area hold as support. It was trying to hold. That's kind of right. Well, it is right where the trend line is. Next support about 580, 575. I don't think I'd want to hold down that far though. 595 right through there on this 15-minute. And that's also the break of the trend line. Okay. Okay, so I gotta switch it back. So I'm going to figure out an easy way to make this work. What is this? KALV. In a fast market, I ain't gonna be able to do things like that. Be playing around with this stuff. Gotta get these kinks worked out. I don't want to buy though. Let's try. If it'll pop the quote up here. No, it's popping it up over in Fidelity. Let me close some of this stuff. Okay, there's KLV. And you went back to that. I don't know why. Maybe if I link all these oranges. Okay, I've got my news on there. KLV is regaining that $6 mark. Oh, there we go. Action sell. There we go. Now I can see the 2 lots. Alright, but I may buy. I don't know if I want to sell or not. I was just making sure I didn't see where that action button was. Let's just put this over here for now. Is anything else doing anything? Let's see here. ATNF still just kind of hanging out there. A little scary. HTGM starting to kind of look like a head and shoulders. You got this shoulder here, head here. If it has another pop up and gets rejected at 5, that's probably going to be a head and shoulders and look like that on the way down. But still a little bit early to tell. It really looks like a Head and Shoulders, but need more time on at least a couple more 15-minute candles. Let's see, KALV, you're holding easy. Holding $6. That's what we want to see. Now, where's our most friction point? 605 is going to be a little resistance. It's basically yeah, we're going to have a little bit at 605, a little bit at 615, and then 625, which 623 is our high a day, so we could see it try to retest 625. Starting to lose that 6 again. Don't lose the 6. See how much time we got left. We got 3 minutes on this 15-minute count. Let me blow this up some so we actually can see this. I can't see it, and if you guys are on mobile, there's no way you guys can see it because I'm looking directly at it on a big screen. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, ATNF, it was trying to push back up again on that hour candle, got pushed right back down, still on that thin body. Ooh. And actually looking at HTGM on this hour chart, Five is going to be really, really tough. You got the 50 days sitting at this 525 to 550 area. You got all these candles. 515, the bottoms of these, the tops of these. There's a lot of resistance above that. It's kind of back in that Head and Shoulders. See how's the NQ is losing that footing it had. If NQ starts dropping pretty fast, that could ruin any trades that are to the long side. See if KA so hard. This is gonna try. I mean, it's KALV. Let's see if it can hold up. You can see that's pressure coming in on the NASDAQ. Starting to push these plays down. Let's see what's happening in the high float world. We got CCL up. Carnival Cruise Lines. Interesting. Why? And it's pretty much the only thing up looking at this high float stock list. Ford's down, turning red on the day. AMD is down. Apple's down. Amazon's down. Yeah, we're getting kind of bloody here. Right here in midday. Let's look at the let's check this market watch. Yeah, Google's down. Tesla. Shoo. Down 8%. Real bloody. Glad I don't hold Tesla. Actually, I don't hold any stocks at this point besides the one I just got, so I'm kind of glad I don't hold any stocks at the moment. But yeah, how was y'all's holiday? Did you have a good holiday down there? Take the family to Boca Raton with all that day trading money you've been making all year? See, no, look at that. ATNF is really starting to look like it's going to give out here. HTMG is starting to have a little bit of buying pump here, but we'll see. Like I said, at $5 is going to be real tough. Real tough resistance. And actually, it's got to get over 475 and 490. It looks set up to dump. But looking at this volume, got a little bit of triangle of volume. But as we can see, we had all this buying pressure, a little selling there after the rip, buying another little selling there after another little push, and then we had this last big push, and then it was selling off from there. But the selling has decreased so far every 15 minutes over the last hour. So we'll keep an eye on it. Could be a bear trap instead of a bull trap. Like, it really looks like a bull trap with this head and shoulders and all that, but I don't know. See if the NQ is gonna. Okay, so it's pulled back to about the bottoms of these candles. We'll see if it bounces there or if the NQ really starts diving. Because I would say, let's check on the hour chart. Ooh. Yeah, so we've got a triple bottom here on the NQ on the hour chart. And if it does not hold, we're going to get ugly. Took us a lot longer than I predicted to get down to 10,000, but we have gotten down here. I think 10,000 even is where we probably start to see a little bit more buying pressure come in, but I don't know if that's going to be an end of this crash. There's a lot of things going on economically across the whole globe. Wasn't too bad, got drunk. Yeah, mine was good. I had a good holiday. I got to relax a little bit. There's been no relaxation whatsoever, but yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Let's see, Donnell, you went to Big City, Joplin, Missouri. I'm not familiar with Joplin. What's going on in Joplin? See, while I'm waiting to hear about some Joplin, check these weed stocks. They're all down. How's the shippers looking? Let's see, Rig has continued that uptrend, it looks like. I'm going to go back into a daily chart on this one. Yeah, Rig's still on this nice uptrend. It's been on the last couple of months, but it is approaching some previous highs. That $5 area also hold number. But, you know, if oil starts going real bullish, how's our other shippers looking? Well, PXS is still on an uptrend as well. That's actually pretty bullish. If it can hold that $5 area. And this is a pretty low float stock. I'm going to put PXS on my watch for this week. I could see it getting pumped. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does, but I just want to keep an eye on it. Let's see what we got on here. Anything on here? PQ. Oh, now this is an interesting looking play. That didn't show up on any of my other. Oh, that's why. It has a little bit higher float, but I don't mind the pattern. That thing has went on a nasty run from $2 to $14 since September. Oh, it's a... And they just did a 300 mix shelf offering. Ew. I don't even look at that. But I do want to check out this PRQR. Because we're in the gap. on this daily chart, but we're above all EMAs, so that's bullish. We had a nice little gap up, pull back, so we had selling pressure. We ended up holding 250 support, and then today having a nice little uptrend going on here. About something like that. I don't mind that uptrend. This is that previous resistance 315 area that we're testing. This is a little bit more interesting than some of these other plays. KALV starting to lose. Yeah, it's starting to come out of that triangle some. Still not claiming $6 support. Solid. Tried. I don't like the way it's starting to look. It needs to come back up pretty quick. My mental stop loss on that's like 593, something like that, right below this line at 595. So I'm looking right around, yeah, probably 592, 591. Although I'll probably get a good, I might get a violation from Fidelity. I'll apologize nicely. Now look at that. Nice little bounce off the trend line so far from 290 to 3. Let's go into the hour chart. Look at this. Okay, so here got a lot of support right at 250, so that makes sense for this bounce because you had a lot of candles hold. Just out in the country family visiting. That's good. Glad you got to spend some time with your family down now. That's what people should be doing on the holidays. But not just holidays, a lot of days. So we are kind of getting a double top here. On these two, on the body, let's see, we got six and a half minutes. Now, if this candle starts pushing green, like right here, it's trying to push green. This may try to start going here. KLV's down at 594. I'd have really got this off a 3 though. I don't know. I feel like I kind of missed it there off that bounce. Because getting in right now, getting in right at that resistance at that top. Let's give that some more time. Check on KLV, make sure this is not going to give up. It's getting real close to giving up. Just going to go ahead and remove that triangle. That support line there, it's not as strong as this one is. Oh, and it's starting to crack. Let me look at this daily again. I've only got the 2 shares. I could try to maybe swing it. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, that 50-day moving average right here on the daily is sitting right above 6. I don't think I noticed that before. But you look at it here, you can't see it on this chart, but it's basically laying right across all of this resistance, or all the across of these tops of these candles. Let's see, PRQR. I may have to sell this. I may have to hop out of this thing. See, I did get a little bit more buying off of 590. Let's see if the buyers come back in quick enough. Oh, yep, pushing a little push back up to the support. See, it's up 16%. PRQ's up 14%. And the other gainers are not really doing anything. So right now, it kind of feels like we've got a little bit of. I mean, it's not much, but it kind of seems like we've got a little volume battle going back and forth here on PRQR and KALV. PRQR starts to break out. I think we may see KALV drop. Or vice versa. It's looking like it may be PRQR. Some nice buying coming in there on the level 2, starting to stack towards this 315 area. But we need to see 315 become new support, not resistance. Yeah, and as this is pushing, look, COV. I'm just gonna call it COV. It's starting to pull down. Let's see here. We're gonna get this 315 test. Just looking forward to try to give me a little closer entry to 3 before it tested again, but this may be a missed opportunity, or it may have saved me. We'll see. But this is looking pretty decent. Again, though, we're at this last week of the year. Volume is going to be light on, not like just all across the market. Volume is going to be weird and light and wonky. So I don't know, even if this does break out, how far can it break out? Is there enough volume in the market to have some type of big runner today? What do you guys think? You think we got enough volume? Y'all been in the stock market a lot closer than I have this past week. What was the volume like during the day on these day trades? So now I can look at the NQ. Yeah, you can see right back there. Actually, all of December's been pretty light volume, really, compared to back here in October. Yeah, it's hard to tell the open of a new week. The Nasdaq is trying to bounce off this area, though. Can extend that support line there. Came right down to it, got bought up. Make sure I'm not missing anything up here. Ooh, HTGM coming up, testing that $5. Now this looks like the Head and Shoulders. It's going to have to break $5 and then break $5.25 if it's going to be an actual breakout. If it doesn't, if it gets hung up in these areas, could see this turn around. But again, that volume profile, we did just see a nice buy and pushing over this downtrend of volume, and that's going to make things a little wonky now, because now HTGM is in the running for a possible play. Not a play that I would, not the one I would expect to rip more. It's up 60% already too. This looks like such a bull trap, but it could be a bear trap. Just trying to see. I mean, it's just, I can draw a triangle on it, but it just looks so much like a Head and Shoulders pattern. one shoulder, head, and this is so close to being a shoulder if it gets rejected at 5. And yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky play. It's a tricky play right there. PRQR double topping right there. Yeah, actually this was 4 times. This is the 4th time it's got smashed down at that 315 area. The buyer's trying to push it back to 310. AT&F, look at that. Gave it right up down to that trend line. So I did not like that play. HTGM starting to really look like a shoulder. Starting to really look like we're getting that 3rd shoulder there. Where's KVL? Make sure it hasn't killed me yet. No, KL Colv is still hanging out. Still hanging out right below that 6 area. So we got a little U shape here on PRQR on the 15-minute. But again, we are at the highs. However, we break that high, we do have this big gap to fill. There's a gap all the way up to 476. Thinking about opening a little position on it. Thinking about it. Especially if HTGM does this head and shoulders and dies in a second. And maybe we get a little pullback. I'm looking for just a little pullback. Up 310, holding as some support. Let's see how long this 310 holds. If this 310 starts holding strong, I may. HTGM right back up at 495. Time is it? It's 1 Eastern, so we got a few hours left in the market. There you go. Give me a little pullback. I don't want you breaking out yet. You still got a little ways in this triangle. I'd like to see you move. Let's see. Oh, yeah. HTGM fighting that area. She has a lot of sellers. What's the float on this? This is, oh boy, there's only 1 million. Wow, this is a super low float stock. I didn't realize how low float this was. That makes it even scarier because it will not take much one way or the other to make that thing go. But I like my scary stocks. I just want to wait and see if this is going to be a head and shoulders or not. It just looks too much like one. Like this head and shoulders this time, maybe a fake out head and shoulders and this thing could break out big or whatever. But probability wise, most of the time, most of the trades, if you see a head and shoulders, you're not going to get a breakout. So I just feel like I should stay disciplined and stay away from it. KLV, you need to get some buying coming in here. So kind of got a little reverse U shape, a little molehill going to the downside. If we don't get any buying in there, I'm going to have to get out of that boy. Well, this is a battle going on right here on HTGM. Let me look at this on the hour chart. On the hour chart. Yeah, we've already ripped so much, but that float is so low. Still haven't took a position on PRQR yet. And I haven't cut from KALV, but I'm thinking Starting to leaning towards cutting KLV. I don't see any type of buying volume because right here on the hour we've got a almost perfect what people would call a doji star, but basically where there was a battleground between buyers and sellers, and buyers just barely eked it out. So we want to see if buyers can continue to push up, get this back over 6. But if they start losing, because we're not out of the battlefield yet. And HTGM still looking head and shouldery. PRQR was a little push. Getting some buying, still keeping it right there at that 315. But the question is, with this off week, even if it does break and push for a new high and we hit 325, see, this is the one with the gap. I gotta remember which one is the one with the gap to fill. Yeah, this is the one with that's got a lot of gap left to fill. This thing did rip. Beginning of December. Pretty big. So it does have that potential. That's part of that low float. I don't know. Still feels like a trap. It's starting to come down a little bit. Look at all that selling sitting on 490. So there's a lot of sellers trying to make that head and shoulders finish. Okay, KLV, you're showing a little coming alive. See, AG pulled back on that silver play. I kind of like the PRQR play the best right now. I went ahead and popped in there too. Just with 10 shares. It just looks like that gap to fill. And it's bullish already. And it is starting to break. Let's see if we get a new high a day. You can see here I placed the order. 10 shares. I don't know what I got filled at exactly, but it was before 315. The daily chart, we're pushing over that previous high from that gap up last week. See, we want to see 315. That's a loud plane. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but that thing sounded like it was right here in my office. All right, anyway. So we're still getting rejected at this 315. That is my concern. Is, we're pushing at this high, but we are pretty bullish. HTGM still not able to break. Well, that alerted. Look at that. That's a Christmas alert. They're a little late on that alert. Maybe it's just my platform catching up. ATNF, yeah, that's giving it up. HTGM still being crazy. Let's keep an eye on PRQR here though for a second, because it really needs to. We did not hit a new high. Like, that's a problem. If we don't hit a new high, then this is gonna come down. It's gonna have some type of pullback. We touched 318, but we did not break. A little concerning. But as long as we're testing, need to see 315 reclaimed. Come on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, that chart looked totally different for a second. So getting rejection. Here we go. Okay. Oh, whoops. Messing things up. I'm messing things up. It's a mess over here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so still a little rejection off of that high a day. We need to see that break. We cannot. So we got support across 295. Looking at this 15-minute. That previous high was basically the resistance was at 3. So strong support at 3. That's why I was wanting to get a better entry close to it, but I don't think I'm going to get it unless this. Well, if it does come back down to 3 at this point, it may not break out. 295. We do have some decent support on the 15-minute below us. Oh, coming up for another test. Okay, here. Oh, we're about to hit a new high a day here. One order left on this. Oh, come on. There we go. I was about to say, stop messing with me. Hit a new high a day. But we need to keep going, though. We don't need to just stop here. There's some selling at 319. Yeah, you can see a little bit of pressure trying to keep us from moving forward. We need to get through that quickly. Don't want to be held up here for very long. We need to at least see a push to 325. We may have to back test and test 315 as support. Look at there, KAV. COV back up to 6, testing 6. We gonna get a double whams here? Can I get a double whams? Ain't gonna be much money because I'm just trading with that little bit I got. But hey, I'll take a small double whams here. Well, look at here. Real quick, HTGM losing that 380 area was holding. Looking more and more like a head and shoulders. Oh, that's a nice little buy-in that came in there. Holding nicely above 315. Can we claim 318? Has some support here, that previous high. Nice. Look at that, 318 on the bid. A lot of sellers at 320. Let's see if we knock them out. People going to start getting a little bit of excitement here. We're going to slow down. Try to do a little retest of 315, but 317 got claimed. See if these buyers can get. They're still not holding that high at 318. We really want to be testing this 320. We need to be taking these orders out. Let's see if it's going to buy and it's going to start coming in here. We got this one jack hole sitting here at 319 with 3,300 shares. There you go. Start eating him out. There we go. Well, don't eat him out. That is weird. Pause. Anyway, they're going to take him out. Come on, let's see it. We got a mix. There we go. There we go. Come on, let's see them 320s on this time and sells. Let's see them 320s. Got to take them out. Still not able to take them out. A lot of 319s, no 320s. Got to see some buyers ready to buy at 320 if we're going to keep going here. Meantime, KALV right there on that 6 level, retesting. Oh, just claimed 6 as support. Starting to get a little action up to 605. That one's starting to show a little life. Showing a little shoulder. But PRQR needs to hold up here. This old resistance needs to become new support. Let's check the NQ. NQ just a little bounce so far, and that may be the little bounce we're seeing on these. That's why I really need to see some more buying. I don't like that we just hit 320 and stopped there. That was my concern. But we're still holding above 315. If we're holding above 315, that's alright. But HTGM still not giving up. It's come back up again. Actually, you have a possible... Let's see, how much time on this candle? Quite a bit of time left. Possible bullish engulfing candle. If this green candle can push over the tops, basically if this green candle breaks $5, see a little pop there. Again, I don't know how far it'll go, but... yeah, KLV, you're creeping. You're a creeper. You're being a sneaky little creeper. And I don't mind it. I don't mind sneaky little creepers. At some point they grow up to be Uncle Festers. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm going to take a little quick break here. I'll be right back while we're waiting to see. We're kind of in a little bit of no man's land, but I've been going an hour. And you guys know, 1 hour is break time. But don't go anywhere, because I will be right back. We'll see how these plays work out. You see that back test of 315 there. Very important. 315 holds support. Expect to see that still be over 315 when I get back. If it's not, it's going to be a little concerning. Alright, give me a couple minutes and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back here. Let's see. Oh, nice. We held up 315 very nicely. That's what I wanted to see. I said when I come back, I want to see that be above 315. So far, so good. Actually, about to test that 320 again. See, we actually got some 320 buyers this time on the time and sells. Need to see a lot more coming in, though. We need to see this light up green one good time with 320s. There's another little 320. I see Cough still just hanging out at $6. A lot of orders, a lot of red. That's not what we want to see. A lot of orders sitting on this 320. Let me pull this up and see how many orders we got down here. So we do have some orders also sitting at 325. That's where I was expecting the majority of the orders to be. So if that ends up being the case, we just got a lot of selling pressure in this 320, 325 area. But I don't want to see it take too much longer to try to make this breakout. Let's check. Oh, HTGM. Push it up. That low float. Oh, it's so sketchy with that low float, though. It's got to break that high of 524 to not be this head and shoulders pattern. I mean, it's kind of already broke the head and shoulders pattern, but it's so low float. Could easily get wonked back down. How's the NQ doing here? The NQ's still not doing much, just going sideways right above that support. But if HTGM does start breaking out, that could take away from PRQR. You see that break of that buy-in, break of that previous selling pressure. We're starting to get this uptrend of buying pressure. I don't know. It may try to. Phone's ringing. Good work on my lighting still. This is things that I'll hopefully have resolved by the new year. Look at that, getting rejected at 5 now. 5's trying to hold us support. It did get rejected for half a second, but buyers came right back in. And the only thing to be concerned is when you're shorting, if you're entering a position. I don't even want to say that. Is a real sketchy one. It could go either way. That low of a float. Like one chat room could pump this up. It's such a low supply. But also at the same time, one chat room could dump this thing. Still creeping over here on PRQR. Looks like a little bit more of a back test on 315. I'm just curious if people can comment. Okay. Cool, okay. Just making sure all this streaming software is working and whatnot. Let's see what's happening over here on crypto front, while we're kind of waiting to see which one of these is going to do its thing. PRQR is right back at 320 again. This 319, 320 area. Yeah, HTGM pulling back under 5. See these? There's some green buyers at 319. Let's see these 320s come through. Want to see a full streak of green 320s. Straight down this time in sales. There's a bunch of 319 buyers. Where's them 320s? Let's start to see them. There's 1, 2. Up, here we go. Look at the buying starting to come in. What are we looking at? We still got sellers at 322 though. We're going to have this resistance all the way up to 325. 325 where this thing is, if it can break 325, it could let loose. If it doesn't break 325, we're going to be in a slow roll. Crypto market really not doing too much at the moment. Up. We don't want to see us back under 320. 320 was such a big wall. We want that to hold as new support. And it is. Look at there. Buyers coming in at 320. See if we get a push here. Looks like we may get another little push up. Nice. Come on, let's see at 325. I want to see that 325 on this ask, so we can see what we're really dealing with for resistance. See how much pressure's here. Come on, we need to see buyers pushing us closer to 325. Cov still holding at 6. Just hanging out. Don't want to see that. Getting a red candle here. What do we got? We still got a lot of time on this candle, but we don't want to see a candle like this with a red candle following. As you saw the buying pressure push and then just get stopped right there. We're seeing a back test. Some of those buyers come in getting shaky. We don't want them to be shaky. We want them to be coming in strong. Strong like bull. You were just being such a creeper. You're just creeping right along that. Oh, PRQR just came back up to 320. Still not holding that support. Still having some issues. But you look at the volume overall day, it's been mainly buying. Check out the market watch. Ooh, a lot of the dark green lightened up. We're getting closer and closer to a possible little flush here on the NASDAQ. Very close to a possible flush. It's tried to hold that support but could not bounce yet. That's a little sketchy. Keep an eye on this market watch. If it keeps going red, if we start seeing more and more red across here, That NQ starts giving up 10.9 or 10.930. May get a little ugly out here. Or uglier, I guess I should say. It's already pretty ugly. Alright, PRQR, you gonna do your thing here? And look at that, we got a bunch of sell orders on the ask again. Ooh, don't click that. Put in a short order on my Thinkorswim account. I'm not on margin, so it shouldn't, but just in case. I ain't got very much money in there. That'd be pretty bad, a short on margin with what I got in there. Especially on something I'm sitting here trying to go long on. That would be a very, very dumb mistake. Alright, I'm gonna have to hop off here soon on this stream. Let's see if we can get this breakout. Well, we had an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, we'll give it about 10 more minutes. See if PRQR breaks out. It needs to, if it's going to, it needs to do it here real soon. I don't like, it's like, what was it? BIVI last week, 2 weeks ago, where I was looking at it, and it just kept taking forever and ever to break. You know, and we keep seeing that. It may be the case today. But I do think PRQR is one to keep an eye on. Probably the rest of this week. KALV as well. Just because of these gaps. That if they do break out, you know, they got some room to go. Hey, there's a nice little little bit of buyers coming in there on KALV. Oh, no worries. So long just means you're basically buying, looking for the stock to go up in price. Shorting is the total opposite. But to give you more details on shorting is when you borrow shares. This, like when you would buy a long position, you buy the shares directly with your money, right? Whereas shorting, you borrow the shares to sell from the broker, and then when you sell them, if the price goes down, you buy the shares back from the market and give them back to the broker, and the difference in that price decrease is what you profit on. So shorting is pretty handy in a bear market, or seeing like huge rips where you think like this stock is not going to rip at all. It's already ripped like 500% or 300%, and you think it's going to drop a huge amount, then you can short it. But that just means you're going, you know, against the stock going being long, right? Like I'm long on COV. They keep popping up these little notifications. Is any of those last day to sell for the tax year? I didn't catch that date, but whatever. I know we're very close to that date anyway. We've only got 4 days left in December. But yeah, like I'm going long buying on KLV and PRQ, which PRQ did just come down some. Yeah, that's not the candle I wanted to see. So rejection there at that 322 area. Couldn't even touch the 325. We are more than likely going to pull all the way back down to $3 for a back test. If we don't, if it does hold this kind of 313, 315 area, we could see it try to retest. But yeah, long basically, you're just buying, looking for the price to go up. Short, you're selling the shares, looking for the price to go down to buy the shares back to give to the broker. That's pretty much it. Now, I'm not a big fan of shorting because when you're borrowing, right, and somebody else's money, then that's you. To be a shorter, you have to be on a margin account, which means that they are going to give you access to extra money that's not in your account. And the problem with that is, if you lose, you can lose way more money that's in your account. Like, there's been horror stories of people who've lost their whole house and stuff because they shorted something that absolutely ripped to the moon. And, once you're on their money, once you're on their margin, they can easily margin call, which means they can liquidate your account at some price where they feel that you don't have control over or a good handle, I guess, over your position because you're losing so badly. So it's a lot more dangerous. The way I like to look at it is, when you're going long, the ceiling is infinite, right? Zero's your bottom, infinite is the ceiling. Now, nothing is going to go infinite, right? But you do have no ceiling when you go in at zero, right? You can't go any lower than zero. With margin and shorting, your floor in that case would not be zero. Your floor would be the high price, the infinite, right? So your risk is beyond, or your risk is the infinite. To the long, the infinite is your reward. To the short side, infinite is your risk. So I'd rather risk zero long, a stock or whatever crashing to zero long, than be in a position where I'm risking infinite short. I think that's the best way I can say it. I'm struggling this morning. Yeah, it's especially as a new trader, it's not a good idea to start off shorting in the first place. Like, it has its purposes. There are plenty of traders who make money shorting, but that's the same with everything. There's going to be people who make money doing whatever it is. But you're also on all this. It's a transaction, right? So whether it's a shorter, a buyer, whatever the case may be, because shorters, once a shorter sells those shares, that shorter has to become a buyer again, right? So that's something to realize, though, in the price action. When you see, like, let's see, what's a good example of this, of a real bear start? Man, PX, that's not a good example right now. Okay, so right here, this is a good example on gold, this chart right here. So, right, the shorters got in right up here. They borrowed shares, sold them, right? So now they're going to become buyers when they're locking in their profit. So right here you see the sell is happening. You see a couple little green candles. Looks like some buying coming in. Well, that's because gold just dropped from 1841 to 1828, which on a gold, that's a pretty significant move. This rip was a very significant move on gold. But that buying right there, shorters just buying those shares back, giving them to the broker. So a lot of times people will confuse this as some support, right? But if you don't have buyers continuously coming in, then it's just the shorters covering their positions. And you can see those shorters were not done. They locked out part of their profits, shorted it down some more, and now we're getting some buying in here. But you can see clearly that's where the shorters was locking out some more profits. They could lock the profits out all the way down even lower, but with gold, probably not. They're probably done shorting at the moment. Maybe, I don't know. This is a 15-minute chart. So it's the same thing we're looking at like on PRQR. That a lot of that selling pressure right up here is not just the buyers who got in early on this at like 275. They're trying to sell for 50 cents up here at 325. You also have shorters sitting right here that is, borrowing shares from the broker to sell. So you have double the selling pressure. So that's why I'm saying we need to see these levels hold as a new floor. That previous 315 high needs to hold as a new floor, which it's not held yet for a very long time. Like this candle broke over, but that's only one 15-minute candle, and we weren't over 315 for very long. This candle did hold over, but did test it, and we held over for 15 minutes, but then went right back below it. So we need to, like right now we're having this fight between the sellers, the shorters, and the long buyers. But the long buyers who got in here earlier could also be sellers, if that makes sense. So that's why as a long, you got to be aware of resistance areas not just being sellers, but shorters and previous buyers turning into sellers. And it's also the vice versa for support, right? Your support levels is where shorters are going to be turning into buyers. You have your new buyers coming in at support levels. Now, when a short squeeze happens, which can happen, it happens a lot in the stock market, some small, some huge. But when a short squeeze happens, and I'm not saying this is going to happen here, but if all those sellers are sitting here and they get taken out, and the shorters, their sell orders getting taken out, but buying is still pushing it up, those shorters are going to have to buy those shares back because now they're losing as the price is going up. So when they have to buy the shares back and the price is already pushing, that adds more buying pressure and causes the short squeezes to happen. So it's kind of a give and take, kind of a balanced thing, the way it was designed. But the reality is, a lot of hedge funds use shorting to take out their competition. Hedge funds will work for certain corporations or companies, and shorting has been used as a manipulation tactic more than anything. Like in theory, it was supposed to help balance out the market, but keep prices more free. But I don't know. It's another one of those things why I say I'm against it. KALV has pulled back to 595. PRQR pulling back, and look at that. The Nasdaq giving up that 930 a little bit. That 10,930 like I was talking about. We may flush. Let's check our market watch. Are we getting redder? And then we're about the same. We're about the same. This is important. The Nasdaq needs to hold here. And our bottom on the year is 10.4, so we're only $500 away from the bottom of 2022. Woo, it's scary. Sketchy. Yeah, CPLQR is just doing this little creeper move. Having that pullback. So far we've pulled back to 310 as some support. That has been holding up at the moment. But will it continue to hold? We don't know. We really want to see 315 get reclaimed as support. What did CEI just drop? Something just popped up on there. Nope, yep. I was saying that earlier. Energy stocks gaining strength after crude oil climbs past 80 per barrel. So actually, since crude oil is going up, let's pull up some of our oil plays. See what they're doing, if they're starting to move. Oh, I'm blanking out on what that one is. What is that stock? Let me see. Boy, it's been a while. It's been some months since we looked at those oil plays back when the oil was running. PRQR testing 310 in support. If it can't hold 310, it's going to come back down to 305 could hold. It could lose 310 and drop to 305 and get some more buying possibly. But looking at this volume profile, it kind of looks like a head and shoulders. Shoulder there, head there, shoulder there. That's a little concerning. We'll see. NASDAQ trying to hold. Got a little bit buying. Just a tiny bit. Not seeing much changing in that market watch though. Yeah, MARPs, and they're doing a cash distribution. MARPs, the trust I always watch. I'm trying to think of what that other oil stock was. Let's see. Xavier, what do I think? Any thoughts on leveraged ETFs as far as which ETFs in particular? Do you mean like a lot of ETFs are leveraged? Are you talking about the SPY and the inverse of the SPY, that type of thing, or are you talking about? Are you asking me kind of when I was talking about the shorts, where you have margin on those shorts? Like the lever, because if that's what you're talking about, that's kind of different. When you're buying an ETF, the leverage is done by the fund managers of the ETF. But if you it's kind of a vague question. Like I use them particularly for when the Nasdaq is crashing. I haven't done it this year. Well, I did earlier in the year. I did buy some of the VIX's one. Like if you put the SPY, okay, everything's still looking okay on one chart. I gotta unlink this one and do the other one. And then what is the? I just had it. What is it? There's so many ticker symbols in the world now. There's so many cryptos and funds and stocks. Okay, give me a second. I'll remember it in a minute. Actually, I think I have a list somewhere. This is why we use the list. Here, let's go to the U.S. pot stocks one. We'll change that to the list. Should have an ETF list somewhere here. Yeah, right there. ETFs. Okay, here we go. The VIX. That's what it is. Although the VIX, I think, is kind of volatility. But, what did you go to there? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Let's put the VIX down here. Let's put the SPY up here. So, put these both on a daily chart. Like I did this in 2020. There was and this actually was an ETN, not an ETF, but TVIX was a similar thing as the VIX, but it was more volatility based. And I'm keeping an eye on those plays. They're still chilling, so we don't got to worry about those. But when you look at them, let's see. What is going on with the VIX? That volatility's effect. Okay, so here we go. Here's the SPXS. Huh. Hold on a second. What is going on in my brain right now? What is going on here? Am I tripping? I know it's not been that long since I've been in the stock market. Nope, that's not what I want you to do. These are not supposed to look the way they look. There we go. There we go. That makes a lot more sense there. The VIXY. Oh, it may. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. I see. I'm not looking at my whole list. Here we go. So UVXY, that's the opposite. That's the inverse ETF. See, this is the weird thing now. It keeps confusing me. Like, VIXY is matching the chart pretty well. Let me put this on a higher time frame. Like, the VIXY shouldn't be matching that well. Okay, there we go. So, this is what it's supposed to look like. I don't know. It's really wonky when the year... Like the daily chart for 2022, the VIXY is matching up with the SPY. Because in the long term, they don't match. They're supposed to be the inverse. But that did happen in 2020 when I was talking about TVIX. So just to show what I'm talking about. Let's see, where was 2020? Right through here. Yeah. So the 2020 dip, come on. Right here. I rode TVIX down to about this area. Like I said, that was a volatility ETN. And it was moving the opposite. As I bought in, I was going long on the leveraged ETF. Well, ETN. And that was signifying that I was going short against the market without me actually having to short. So that's a big difference. When you're not borrowing the money yourself directly, the ETF, the fund managers, they can borrow money or whatever, but you're not going to be risking infinite like you would shorting. So in that purpose, the inverse ETFs or ETNs, whatever the case is, they can be used to go against the market the same way as shorting and make profits. But when there's volatility involved, which is why I'm thinking the VIXY looks so close to the NASDAQ or the SPY right now, not the NASDAQ. The reason why they're looking so close is that volatility will flip around. And I had that happen on TVIX after it peaked to 1,000. Now the problem is TVIX doesn't exist anymore. That ETN got taken down. But with the volatility mixed in, it can flip. It can change. So those are ones you got to be a little bit more careful with. Like the SPXS, Yeah, okay. So the SPY is here. This makes more sense. This is what I was saying with the SPXS. So you see the XPSS since the beginning of the year has been uptrending, where the SPY has been downtrending. So this is supposed to be almost a mirror image of the same chart. It may not be looking a mirror image because I'm sitting here holding the chart's not exactly even. Let's see if that makes any difference to see it better. But you can really see it like right now. Actually, this would be the best way to do it. Let's go into a 15 minute. Let's look at it from the day trading perspective. This will be a lot clearer. There. There we go. Now this is a lot clearer. So looking at this on today, you can see at this morning, let's back this up just a little bit. This morning, NASDAQ, SPY, all that was pulling back, and the SPX, because it's the inverse, was going up. Total opposite. Got a U shape here, upside down U shape here. We just started cracking on the SPY. We're starting to push up on the SPXS. The SPXs, whatever. But that's a great way to use them to trade if you are not wanting to trade penny stocks or something like that. Like if you're more of a futures type of trader or commodities type of trader, that's one thing that you can do is just throw these up on the opposite charts. I have a whole video on it. And apologies for the very irked and confusedness at the beginning when I was looking at these charts. Because like I said, the VIXY. Okay, so on the 15 minute, the VIXY is doing the right thing. Yeah, it is showing the reverse, or the, not the, well, reverse, inverse, whatever. It's showing the inverse. It's just strange that it's showing the kind of a similar pattern on the daily. Anyway. Let's see how we're doing over here. PRQR is coming back up to that 320. Look at you. Now, one thing to be aware of with ETFs is some of them have fees to hold them. They call them fund management fees. Not all of them have that, but you do want to check. Make sure you're not, like from a day trading standpoint, you're not going to be in it that long. But if you're like what I did with TVIX, I held it over a couple of months. But it was an ETN, so I don't remember there being any fees. But that is just something to be aware of. But PRQR had that pullback. Now we got a little double bottom here on the 15 minute, and we're actually starting to make a little bit of a U shape. If we can see that 325 this time, we may get that breakout. First, though, we got to claim that 320. How's COV doing? COV just still going sideways. Nothing there. No volume whatsoever has come in. Just sputtering sideways. Probably not going to do much at this point until some type of buying volume comes in. HTGM still sketchy. Okay, so this is kind of an important little thing. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but when you're looking at these candles, well, never mind, it's starting to break now. Well, I can't show that example now. Oh well. The example I was going to show where the body of this candle was getting held back by this previous high of this candle, which is like 317. And what I was going to say is we need to see this body get over that. We don't want to see the body of the candle. Like if you're new and you don't know what the body is, it's the thick part. You want to look at the thick part. These long, thin wicks, that's just overreaction from buyers to the upside or downside or sellers. But we're approaching that 322 mark right here. Let's see if we can get to that 325 this time. Yep. Rejection at 320. And that body, now I can say it, that body, look at the body. It's a red little body right under the tip of that candle there. That high of day, that previous high of day. A little concerning, Oh, I got 250. Let me put this on an hour chart and look at it. Let's see where we're at on the hour. One of these, is both of these my trend lines? Yeah, I think they are both my trend lines. I'm going to take these off. They're annoying me. At least that one. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. And see, this body is still trying to fight. Still getting rejected. There's 10 minutes left on this candle, so still a lot of time, really. Check the NQ. Ooh. NQ dipped down there to almost 10.9 even. It got to 10.910. Did get a little buying. But again, when we're talking about shorters being buyers, you know, we've had this big sell-off here. Shorters locking out some profits. And another sell-off. That could be just shorters locking out profits again. No, there's no real, like, here's the volume. Most of the selling, or volume all day has been selling. So I'm going to see some more buying coming in here, more than what we've got so far, if we're going to see the NQ hold. Because this could easily just be shorters covering. Whoop. Did you see how that chart lightened up a little bit more? Those greens got a little bit lighter. Starting to get a little bit closer to the red on some of these. Yeah, Visa looked green before, and now it's in the maroon, just barely up. Tesla's still bleeding, and Nvidia's starting to get more red like Tesla. So Nvidia's down 6%. Here we go. So we're closed January 2nd. And the last day to sell long positions. That's why I have a tax accountant. They're still just sitting. KLV, you're just going sideways, but I kind of like it's going sideways. I'd like to see more buying come in, but looking at the hour chart, the 10-day is down a little bit lower. I don't think I'd want to see this under 590 though, but as long as it's hanging in at 596 into tomorrow. Are you gonna get that PRQR? Now we got a doji. And a doji star. Doji is just a stupid name for a candle that looks like this. Where you don't have a green or a red body, you just have a flat little, whatever this is, a little line. See, now it turned red. But basically, your buyers and sellers are deadlocked on that candle when you have a doji like that. When it's a white line instead of a green or a red, and you just got that little thin sliver of a body. See right there, it's dojing again at the moment. A little battle between buyers and sellers happening. Oil's pulled back below 80. HTGM still hasn't given up yet. Still right below that $5 area. Been testing for a while. It's starting to not look as, it's kind of breaking away from that head and shoulders pattern now at this point, unless this is like a Quasimodo shoulder. But this may be one, see your uptrend right there, like that. Kind of a triangle. That one may, if it can break 5 again, it may try to get going. Ooh, KLV just had a strong dip down. Okay, so I don't like that anymore. Gonna cut that. That went all ahead and dropped on down way below my stop loss. A good thing it's only a few shares. Oh, just bought back up to 5. This looks like this may come down even more. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I don't want to. Yeah, I got to cut it. It's this, looking at this hour chart, having this big wick up on this candle with this little small body and now followed by this red candle. This is a red engulfing candle just about. That's some pretty bearish price action showing with those candles. I still think it's a possible play, just not right now anymore. May have to come all the way back down. But I don't think it'll be a play for today. Unless buying all of a sudden comes back in and pushes it right back up close to 6. But yeah, I believe I'm gonna cut that one. Just to be safe. Did we make, hold on a sec, we got some buyers coming in there. So did we make a lower low? Yeah, we made a lower low on that wick, lower than this one, so that's still scary too. Was a decent little bit of buying. So kind of. Yeah, I still think I'm gonna cut that. I may have to cut PRQR. It may come all the way back down to 3. I believe my entry is about 310 on it. No, actually about 312. Maybe getting close to the end of the day dump here. See that in Q, you're looking at it real close, where it's getting rejected at these previous bodies of these two candles that was support. It is rejecting hard right now. KLVs pop back up to 590. You making That's not a big. You know what? It's only 2 shares. I'm gonna just hold it. I'm gonna see what it does. Like I said, I don't like it much more today. It could still go, but. I'll be honest, guys. This last week of the year, I have analyzed in this last week of the year. If you've been following me the last 3 years on YouTube, and it is so hard to call what is going to happen on like these small day trades. Especially like when we're in this possible crash. Look, the NQ is really starting to give up here. Going down 10-9-25. So we're getting redder. We're getting redder. Not yet. Biggest concern is if the NQ flushes, because like I said, that could really ruin the momentum out of any and all trades for the longs. We may get ran out of the market here at the end of the day, possibly. Let's see what time is it. Oh boy, I'm up to the 2-hour mark. But guys, I do got to get going. I will try to stream tomorrow. If not tomorrow, HH will be back tomorrow on his channel. If you've not checked out HH channel, let me go ahead and drop his channel in here. And also check out, actually here, this is the easiest way to check out the whole entire Framework Fortune Network and what we got going on. If I can find it. That didn't work. That's a strange thing. Why is that not? Don't mess with me right now. That's me talking trash to these crazy websites and their nonsense. Always trying to make things difficult. Anyway, here we are. If you haven't yet, check out frameworkfortune.com. You can jump in there into the Discord. Come join us. Come join HH. Go subscribe to his channel. Reliable Rudy. I'm sure he's going to be back with some stock market content here at the beginning of the year. More of our long trader in the crew. And then if you are into crypto, be sure that you come check out what we got going on in DLA DAO and that side of things. But if you're not interested in crypto yet, I get it, no worries. We're going to keep going. Next year is going to be quite a year. We've got a lot of things in the can, in the grill, on the barbecue, all over the place. We're going to be cooking it up for the Framework Fortune community, for the DLA DAO community, for everybody who's joined us and been a part of all of what we're trying to build. So if you haven't joined yet, make sure you hit up the website. You can find DLA DAO there as well. One of the websites. Oh, here, we actually just dropped. DLA DAO is pretty easy to get to as well. DLADAO.org. That is our organization of gamers, traders, investors, musicians, artists, all of that trying to... Look at that Calv cracking. Yeah, I may have to cut Calv. I'll probably end up cutting this. It's really starting to go bare. PRQR still holding. HTGM still holding too. That's one to still keep an eye on it. As much as I was not liking it earlier, it's doing some stuff. Getting real close to possible to retest to $5. But anyway, appreciate everybody joining me as always. Follow me on Twitter, Framework Fortune. I'm very active there. And also come follow us all on the Diamond app. social world, all types of different social medias that we're active on right now, all across this crazy, crazy world. Look at that cough getting brought up again. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there.